And we're live. Well, not really live, it's recorded, right? Welcome to Wartilyo's this is correctly the second battle report. It's been a while. Third battle report, yeah. So it's been a while since the seasons keep moving, but now we'll be featuring the new season of Wartilyo, of Age of Sigmar. And this season is more focused on wizards.
Yes, this is the season of Andor, where wizards are key to winning most of the battle plans.
Yep. And here with me is our new member,
Zammy. Yes, I'm new to Wartilyo. I joined the group like a few weeks ago.
Yeah.
And
it's only been a few weeks.
It's only been a few weeks, but yeah, it's been great being part of it.
Yeah, so
and I'll be bringing Tzeentch to this battle.
Shit,
report.
Here we go. So I'm going to be fighting Tzeentch. I'm going to be fighting Magic with Magic, playing Maggotkin of Nurgle. So before we go to our army lists, let's do a quick introduction of what battle plan we're playing. We're playing Power Flux. So it's one of the more simpler battle plans. The others are a bit more complicated. So this is a battle plan with 4 objectives. And the map is divided into 2, 50-50 for each territory. And to score this objective, the second player gets to activate 1 pair of objectives. It can either be A in our territories, set A, or set B, which is found midway through both our territories, right?
Yep.
So only the second player gets to activate that. So we score 1 point for controlling an active objective. You score another point if you control both active objectives. You score 1 point if you're controlling an active objective with an Andorian wizard.
Yep.
While there is no other Andorian wizard contesting that objective. And you score another point if any wizards died in that round.
Yes.
So it doesn't matter how many wizards die, right?
Just for one.
Every
wizard.
Every wizard that dies, yeah. So for that, I think, and don't forget, we have also 2 points for battle tactics. So moving forward, let's go to the army introductions right now. So I'll be bringing Maggotkin of Nurgle. Funny enough, surprise, surprise, I'm not taking Drowned Men. So I actually have to work for it now. So I'm going to be playing Filthbringers, which is a more wizard-focused army. So that means I get to bring a Rot Coven unit, which is 3 sorcerers at a discount price. That means I have 3 Andorian wizards. So for my for my general, I have one of the Rotbringer sorcerers, and the one in the center. And this one has the command trait, the Shaman. Command trait, which makes him know all the lore spells of the Frost. And his lore spell and the artifact he took is a Split Horn Helm. That gives him a 4 upward save, something I always take. Then his lore spell that he has, though, is the Gift of Disease, and that's the one I get to cast 21 inches away. If it goes off, everything within the target unit I pick within 7 inches gets diseased. That's basically it. Then, along with him, his other Rot Coven sorcerers. I have 1 with Blizzard, will keep the D4 dice, the Merciless Blizzard. So we all know that infamous spell that does 4d6 mortal wounds, but it could backfire. Then we have the other one who has Hoarfrost. So there's a little bit of redundancy just in case something dies, right? So Hoarfrost lets you improve hits, wounds, or rend.
Yeah.
Then I also have Blob, never leave home without him. He is a wizard as well. He has Rancid Visitations. So Rancid Visitations is the one that does mortal wounds based on the number of models only within 7 for each 2-up I roll. So it's a horde killer, I could say. So for my units, I have 2 units of Blight Kings, and I have a reinforced unit of Huskarl Blight Lords, and Headlight Bearers, as well as a unit of Nurglings who are hiding right now in reserve. So for my battalions, the 3 wizards here are Andorian Acolytes. So that means I get to roll a dice at the start of each hero phase. On a 3-up, I get an extra primal dice. So it could give me a leg up in terms of primal dice. And the rest is going to be in Battle Regiment, so 1 drop. Next up.
All right. I'm bringing the Disciples of Tzeentch.
Right.
I'm under the Guild of Summoners sub-faction, meaning for every 9 points for the first summon and 18 points for the succeeding summons, I can bring out a Lord of Change, either with a sword or a Rod of Sorcery. Right. For my
That's a lot, right?
yeah, that's a lot. And just so you guys know, to generate fate points. Every successful spell cast on the table will generate 1 fate point.
Yeah.
Which is great, especially since he's bringing like 5 spells in his army.
About 4 to 5. Yeah.
4 to 5 spells. For my heroes, I'm bringing Kairos. Never leave home without him. He's a 3-caster. He knows all the spells for all the demon spells at least for Disciples of Tzeentch.
Yep.
I have the Ogroid Thaumaturge, who is my general, and he is a cult demagogue, which means for every double I roll, except for double ones, I can automatically cast a spell, and it cannot be unbound.
Yep.
And on him is the Blizzard.
That's such bullshit.
So it's
absolute bullshit.
Yeah, that's free blizzards pretty much every turn if I have good rolls on my Destiny.
Which he does, by the way, if you can see the dice cam right now. He has about 3 doubles right now.
Yes. Next, we have the Flux Master. He's great at generating fate points. He is taking Hoarfrost on him.
Okay.
We have a Magister who has the Shield of Fate. And if he successfully casts his first spell, he can cast a second spell. If the second spell if the second spell is a double, he will turn into a Chaos Spawn. Other than that, I have 2 units of Pink Horrors. They split and split again. So
yep, we all know that.
Yes, we all know that. And a unit of Kyric Acolytes. Just a basic 10-man wizard unit.
So I have a question with your army. Can you? So you're picking the one that can summon a Lord of Changes.
Yes.
At a cheaper price, right?
Mm-hmm.
But does it mean you can only summon Lord of Changes and not other demons?
Yes. I have some caveats for that. I can only summon Lords of Change, and they can only come from mortals.
Right.
Mortal heroes.
So those 2 guys right there.
Right. Those 2 are my anchors. Yes.
Yeah.
If they die, I cannot summon any more birds.
Okay, I see. And this is actually really terrifying. So just from the rules alone, you can see already how Tzeentch is gonna have an edge in this new wizard meta. Mm-hmm. But let's see how this plays out, right?
Yep.
So we already rolled off.
Yes.
I rolled I finished the prio first, but I believe you're a 1 or 2 drop, right?
Right. I'm a 2 drop. So since I finished my deployment first, I had Nico.
Oh, surprise.
Surprise.
Yeah, surprise. Okay.
After that, we rolled for before that actually. We rolled for Destiny Dice and the Clock of Nurgle.
Yeah.
For Destiny Dice, we got 2 1s, 2 3s, 2 4s, 2 6s, and a 5.
That's such
a lot of doubles.
That's so bullshit.
And for the clock?
For the clock, I rolled a 4, which means that for this entire round, there are no heroic actions for you. Mm-hmm. And heroes cannot issue Rally or Inspiring Presence.
Right.
Hurt you that bad. Yeah. Maybe the heroic actions might influence the game a bit.
We'll see. Just a bit, yeah.
Yeah. So that's it for this round. So I'm going first, right?
Mm-hmm. Nico takes turn 1.
All right.
Nurgle chooses Magical Dominance as his battle tactic. Tzeentch uses Optimal Focus on the Fluxmaster. Both fails to gain a Primal Dice, but Nurgle gains 1 from Antorian Acolytes. Tzeentch uses Arcane Armies to cast Demonic Simulacrum at the start of the game. Blobe succeeds on Heroic Leadership. A Rotbringer with +3 to casting casts Hoarfrost on the Center Blight Kings, making them 1s to hit. The Rotbringer General casts Mystic Shield but fails. The last Rotbringer casts Emerald Lifeswarm. The Demonic Simulacrum moves and deals 2 mortal wounds to Blobe. The Nurgling's Deep Strike on the top right. Nurgle uses Heroic Leadership to all-out attack with Blobe, shooting the horrors on the left, and they all-out defense. Tzeentch uses 1 Destiny Dice to auto-fail 1 save, and takes 3 damage. Nurgle deals 0 damage with disease. And with that, Nurgle takes the initiative and plants itself on the 2 side objectives, scoring 4 points.
Alright, for the first turn, I gave Nico turn 1.
Yep.
At the start, of the game, before the hero phase, I summoned a... The hell is this called?
Endless spell.
Demonic Simulacrum Endless Spell. And just to explain, our grand strategies are Master of Destiny,
Yeah.
where I have to keep 9 points worth of fate dice at the end of the game. For Nico?
And my grand strat is Blessed Desecration, so I just have to pick one terrain piece, partially or wholly within his territory, and I have to own it at the end of the game. So starting off with the turn, he did have this endless spell off. So my tactic was magical dominance. I just had to get one spell off without it being unbound, right? So I successfully casted Horfrost, and I rolled a 1 for the DC roll. So I gave it to my Blight Kings over here. That means that they have 1s to hit now. Then I did also get leadership off with Globe. I summoned successfully Emerald Lifeswarm over here. And that's basically it for my hero phase. I didn't risk anything else. But before we moved on to the movement phase, our endless spells moved. Sadly, I take Prio, so my Emerald Lifeswarm moved but couldn't heal anything because everything was at full health. Then Zammy moved his endless spell over here to do 2 mortal wounds to Globe.
Not a great roll.
Not like, I didn't roll a wide save. So it's there, and I can't unbind it on round 1. So it's a real pain in the ass. Next up goes to the movement phase. I just moved everything forward. Everything ran except for Globe because I wanted to shoot with him later on. And surprisingly, my Post-Globe Light Lords stayed put. And it's not because I forgot to move them. Surely not, right? But they stayed still. I kind of want to hang back a bit without the pre-game movement while everything else moved forward here in this side. Plague Bearers ran, and I dropped my Nurglings all the way in the back. Take the desecrated terrain that I need to desecrate, right? And wholly in his territory for extra contagion points.
Right.
For summoning. Then for shooting, I used my leadership to all-out attack with Globe. I got 3 shots off into your pink horrors, and I only took out, I think, 3 of them. I took out 3 of them, so they split. And sadly, for disease rolls, I got no damage off, so it just resets back to 1. So final score for round 1, for turn 1, round 1 for me, is 1 point for holding my objective and another point for contesting it with an Andorian wizard. So that's it for me. Now we're moving on to Zammy's turn. Holy shit, this is gonna hurt.
The Tzeentch battle tactic is Call for Change. Nurgle has a total of 3 primal dice and Tzeentch has 1. Tzeentch adds 2 destiny dice but gains 0 fate points from the horrors. Tzeentch fails heroic leadership, but Blobe succeeds on heroic recovery, healing to full. The Kyric Acolytes cast Gestalt Sorcery. The Ogroid Thaumaturge uses 2 destiny dice to cast an unbindable Mystic Shield on the horrors on the left. The Flux Master casts Umbral Spell Portal, but is unbound. The Flux Caster miscasts Horfrost, but uses his once per battle Arcane Tome to reroll, and puts 2 rend on the Screamers. Kairos casts Unchecked Mutation, but is unbound Primal Dice. Kairos casts Tome of Eyes. Kairos casts Bolt of Tzeentch, but has no target. The Magister miscasts Shield of Fate and takes 2 mortal wounds. At the end of the hero phase, the Demonic Simulacrum deals 5 mortal wounds to Blobe, but he just rolls 5 wards, casually. The Emerald Lifeswarm moves to heal Blobe to full. Tzeentch ends the hero phase with 9 fate points. At the end of the movement phase, Tzeentch summons a Lord of Change, scoring his battle tactic. The Kyric Acolytes shoot at the Nurglings, dealing 2 damage. Fluxmaster shoots Blobe and deals 0 damage. The Lord of Change shoots Blobe and deals 0 damage. The Magister shoots at Blobe but misses. Damn, Blobe's wards are working overtime again. Tzeentch succeeds with their battle tactic and takes a strong position on the top left of the board, scoring 4 points this turn.
Alright, for
Shit, okay.
Siege, turn 2, battle round 1.
Yeah, turn 2.
At the start, Kairos generated me another Destiny dice. I got a 2, which is okay.
Yeah.
The horrors did not get any fate points, unfortunately, which is fine for now.
Mm-hmm.
For my battle tactic, I picked a call for change, where I had to summon a lot of change.
Yeah. And you got exactly that.
Yep.
9 fate points, right?
I started out with 3 fate points. I got 6 spells off.
Yeah. That was really close, though.
Yeah.
That was
very
kind
close.
of, yeah, nerve-wracking a bit.
It was very nerve-wracking.
Yeah,
but I did get the Lord Change out.
Yeah.
I cast a few spells. Most of them were defensive spells. I won't go over all of them. There's a lot.
Yeah.
I got Horror Frost off on the
Screamers.
I got Mystic Shield on the Horrors.
So now your Screamers are Rend 2 now.
Yes, they're Rend 2 now.
Yeah. Okay.
And I got the re-rolling book Tome of Eyes for Kairos, which is very nice.
Yeah.
After that, end of the hero phase, I tried to deal damage to Blob. I rolled
6 mortal.
6 mortal wounds, and he warded 5.
Yeah.
Which he healed with the
Emerald Life Swarm.
Emerald Life Form, right?
That
So
was really fucky, but
yeah, that's rough. Yeah, the dice. It's the dice. After that, I moved forward, shuffled just a little bit forward with everything.
Yeah.
Nothing too bad. Moved my character to the side.
Yeah.
Went on to the shooting phase.
Yeah, you summoned your bird first, though, right?
Yes, I summoned my bird using all of my fate points.
Yep.
Moved on to the shooting phase. Kyric shot, did 9 damage to the
You dealt 2 damage to Nurglings.
Nurglings.
Yeah.
No, they shot 10 shots.
Yeah.
Did 5 damage and 3 were warded.
3 were warded, yeah.
With a 5 up.
Yeah.
After that, I poured all my shots into Blob.
Yeah, that was 33 shots plus 10 shots from the Lord of Change and all your heroes.
All of my heroes shot into him.
Yeah.
He saved and warded most of them.
Yeah, I only took 2 damage total from all those.
So yeah, that's it. I decided not to charge anywhere. I scored my point.
Yeah.
Scored it with an Dorian Locust.
Yeah. So we're tied
And
right
we're
now.
tied right now. Yeah.
Because you got your tactic also, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
4-4. So now let's roll off. To get the dice.
Here we go. Yeah. Which dice do you want, sir?
Whichever is fine.
Okay.
Roll off.
Big roll.
That's a 2. That's
6.
a 6.
I win the prio. All right.
All right.
Shit. So I guess we're moving to the top of round 2.
Yes, and who will be taking Prio?
So here's the thing: if I let you get, if I give you prio, you fuck me with spells.
Yes.
But if I take prio, you control, which is active, right? So I think I'll take the prio.
Okay.
So the clock moves before prio, though. So we go to round 5, clock 5, meaning -1 to charges and no pile-ins.
Okay. Not too bad.
Yeah. And let's do some. I guess that's it. Do you have anything before the game starts? Nothing?
No. Let's go to round 2.
Yeah, let's move on to round 2.
All right.
Tzeentch chooses to activate Objective Set A. Nurgle's battle tactic is lead into the Maelstrom. Both fail their primal dice rolls, but Nurgle succeeds on Antorian Acolytes for 1 more primal dice. Tzeentch gives the Augury Thaumaturge optimal focus. Blobe fails heroic recovery, and the Augury Thaumaturge succeeds on heroic leadership. A Rotbringer dispels the demonic simulacrum. Kairos attempts to dispel Emerald Life Swarm and fails. Blobe casts Miasmic Pestilence with primal dice on the left side horrors. A Routbringer casts Mystic Shield on the Blight Lords. The Routbringer General casts Gift of Disease but is unbound. At the end of the hero phase, Tzeentch gains a total of 2 fate points, and the Emerald Life Swarm moves to heal Globe. At the end of the movement phase, Nurgle summons a Beast of Nurgle. Blobe shoots the left side horrors, but the horrors autosave with Destiny dice, taking no damage. The Blight Lords charge the horrors and uses a command point for forward to victory to make their charge. They deal 1 mortal wound to the horrors on the left and 3 mortal wounds to the horrors on the right. The horrors spend a command point to unleash hell, but deal 0 damage. The Blight Kings charge the horrors on the left. The Nurglings charge the Chirurg Acolytes. Miasmic Pestilence and deals no damage. Blobe fails his roar, and Cairo stomps for 2 damage, but are negated by wards. At the start of the combat, Blobe deals 1 mortal wound to the Lord of Change and 1 mortal wound to the horrors on the left, making them -1 to hit. The Blight Lords use all-out attack and Inspired to deal 19 damage to the horrors on the right. The horrors on the right attack the Blight Lords, dealing 1 damage. The Blight Kings deal 2 damage to the horrors on the right. The Lord of Change attacks the Blight Kings, dealing 3 damage. Blobe attacks the horrors on the left and deals 6 damage. The horrors on the left split their attacks between Blobe, the Blight King, and the Blight Lords, dealing 0 damage. I'm telling you, man, those wards. The Nurglings deal 1 damage to the Acolytes. The Acolytes deal 0 damage to the Nurglings. The Blight Kings use Relentless Attackers and deal 4 mortal wounds to the horrors on the left, and Miasmic Pestilence deals another 1 mortal wound. The Blight Lords deal 3 mortal wounds to the horrors on the right with Relentless Attackers. Disease deals 2 mortal wounds to the Acolytes, 3 mortal wounds to each horror of units, and 1 mortal wound to the Lord of Change. The Chirurg Acolytes run from Battle Shock. Nurgle goes on the offensive and charges into the lines of Tzeentch, scoring 4 points this turn.
Alright. Holy shit, that was a really intense turn. Very intense turn. Let's run down what happened. So this is top of round 2. Again, nobody got primal dice again, except for me because of my acolytes. I only got 1.
Yep.
This is a weird matchup. We're not really showing off primal magic right now. But all things considered, a lot of things went well. I got a couple of castings off. I got my life form wasn't unbound. Blobe got to get his spell off for my Pestilence, and I got my shield off, but sadly no gift to disease. I moved everything forward, and then after the end of the movement phase, I summoned the Beast of Nurgle using 10 contagion points, leaving me with 1. So, a lot of big charges going on. I charged in my Blight Lords. I had to reroll for that, but they got their 10-inch charge. I got Blobe in, and I got my Blight Kings in. So before we continue, sorry, my tactic was led into the Maelstrom, so I had to charge with one hero and one battle line unit, and I had to make sure that either of those have to be within 3 inches at the end of the combat, at the end of the round, at the end of the turn. Sorry, and based on how combat went with all my charges, I did succeed because I failed to kill the pink horse, but I think I dealt a lot of damage to the pink horse from both sides. So I managed to pin him on both sides, and with the clock being a number 5, meaning no pylons for him. Surprisingly, the Nurglings got a charge off on the far right of the corner of the Kyrek Acolytes. And they managed to give the Kyrek Acolytes 1 damage, but they killed 3 guys because of disease, basically. So that's pretty big. They also ran from Battle Shock. So we're slowly whittling down the numbers, but scoring, I scored 1 point for holding my objective, just barely, and another point for a Andorian wizard holding this. So I have another 4 points, but let's see how Zammy claps back, because I'm in range of everything. And this is gonna fucking hit. So let's go. Alright. So that's it.
Yeah, let's start turn 2.
Yeah.
Tzeentch's battle tactic is lead into the Maelstrom. Both players gain 2 primal dice, but Nurgle gains an extra from Andorian Acolytes. Kairos generates a 5 for Destiny dice. The Ogroid Thaumaturge dispels Emerald Life Swarm. A Rotbringer dispels Tome of Eyes. The Ogroid Thaumaturge casts Merciless Blizzard using Destiny dice and deals 11 mortal wounds to the Blight Lords, but it deals 3 mortal wounds to itself. I'd like to see you ward that. The Fluxmaster casts Pink Fire of Tzeentch, but is unbound with the use of 2 primal dice. The Lord of Change casts Treason of Tzeentch, but is unbound with the use of 1 primal dice. Lord of Change casts Ball of Tzeentch on the Blight Lords and deals 2 damage. Kairos casts Unchecked Mutation and deals 1 damage to the Blight Lords. Kairos casts Infernal Gateway, dealing 3 mortal wounds to the Blight Lords. The Magister casts Shield of Fate on the horrors on the left side. The Screamers deal 3 mortal wounds to the Blight Kings using Slashing Fins. Using the Demonic Flies, Blobe deals 1 mortal wound to the Horrors and puts -1 to hit. The Kyrek Acolytes shoot the Nurglings, dealing no damage. The Lord of Change shoots the Blight Kings, dealing no damage. Fluxmaster shoots the Blight Lords, dealing 1 damage. Horrors on the left shoot the Blight Lords, dealing 1 damage. Horrors on the right use all-out attack and shoot the Blight Lords, dealing no damage. Kairos charges the Blight Lords. The Kyrek Acolytes charge the Nurglings. Kairos stomps on the Blight Lords, dealing 2 mortal wounds. The Lord of Change fails Roar on the Blight King. Blobe stomps on the Horrors, dealing 1 mortal wound. Blobe's Demon Flies deal 1 mortal wound and puts -1 to hit on the Lord of Change and both units of Horrors. The Horrors on the right all-out attack and deal 2 damage to the Blight Lords. The Blight Lords use all-out attack and deal 7 damage to the Horrors on the right. The Kyrek Acolytes attack the Nurglings, dealing no damage. Blobe attacks the Horrors on the left, dealing 6 damage. The Horrors on the left split their attacks, dealing 1 damage to the Blight Lords, 1 damage to the Blight Kings, and 1 damage to Blobe. The Blight Kings deal 6 damage to the Horrors on the left. The Lord of Change attacks the Blight Kings, dealing 4 damage. The Nurglings attack the Kyrek Acolytes, dealing 3 damage. Kairos attacks the Blight Lords, dealing 1 damage. The Blight Kings use Relentless Attackers to deal 1 damage to the Horrors on the left, and Miasmic Pestilence fails the trigger on a 1. Disease deals 1 mortal wound to Kairos, 2 to the Horrors on the right, 1 to the Horrors on the left, and 1 to the Kyrek Acolytes, finishing them off. Miasmic Pestilence deals another 1 mortal wound to the horrors on the left. Tzeentch starts a bloody counterattack against Nurgle, scoring 4 victory points.
Alright, what a turn!
Shit.
So,
Alright.
yeah, so a lot happened this round.
Yeah.
The board is definitely a lot thinner than what we started with.
But not too thin enough to be like a one-sided match right now.
Yeah. So what happened
scary.
was,
Your tactic?
yes, for my tactic, I decided to, what was it called? Something into the maelstrom?
Lead into the
Lead
maelstrom.
into the maelstrom.
Yeah, or whatever.
Yep. Yeah, one of the, whatever it's called. Kairos
Great
and
feature, guy.
yeah, Kairos and the now dead Carrick acolytes had to charge into the storm, into the enemy,
Yeah.
and survive. At least one of them had to survive and stay engaged.
Yeah.
And as you can see, Kairos is engaged when the last surviving Blightlord. So I think the most important spell to go off and go through was the Blizzard
Yeah.
from the Ogre Thaumaturge. It went into the Blightlords.
A lot survived actually from that. And
Yeah.
it dealt some damage
It
back in.
did 13 mortal wounds.
Yeah.
I took D3, which is alright.
Yeah.
But it killed a Blightlord and dealt a lot of damage
Yeah.
carryover. So I'm overall happy with that. Now that there's only one Blightlord left.
Yeah. Basically it was death by 1,000 cuts after that. Just a lot of spells, a lot of shooting.
A lot of spells, a lot of shooting. Everything went into the Blightlord.
Yeah. No, you really dedicated everything into that.
They deal a lot. They deal a lot of damage. So
Yeah.
I had to get to them. Okay.
So how are you feeling right now with this turn?
Yeah. I think I'm in an alright spot. A double turn would be great, I think.
You have good leverage for either a second turn or a. You can either go second or you can go first the next round. I think because your wizards survive.
Yeah, my wizards will survive.
Yeah.
Even most probably survive if I choose the priority.
Yeah.
But
And even if you give,
you're
priority.
currently tied up with the last surviving horror, so I'm really happy about that.
So by the way, we scored. He scored the same, another 4 points, because he controls his objective. 1 point with an Andorian wizard, so 2.
2.
And then
I got my Maelstrom battle tactic for 4
Right.
points, so we're currently tied for 8.
yeah,
And let's roll off.
we're almost doing the same tactics except for our first.
Yeah.
All right. Oh, moment of truth.
I'll use my good dice.
Hey,
Watch this easy 6.
that's not a 4.
That's a 4.
5. Ah!
Okay, as expected.
I'm not usually like this. Sorry, I'm.
See it. All right. You want to take first or second?
Okay, let's review this right now. All right, no. That's
Okay.
no, because if I give you second, you're gonna just basically keep it at A.
Yeah. More? I don't know. Yeah.
I don't want to get nuked, so of course I'm gonna take the first turn. I don't want to take the first. I'm gonna take the first. I don't want to get nuked.
Okay.
All right,
All right. That's fair.
all right.
All right. Let's go into round 3.
Yeah, round 3.
Right.
Nurgle's battle tactic is Glory to Grandfather. Tzeentch chooses Objective Set A. Both players gain 2 primal dice, and Nurgle gets an extra from Antorian Acolytes. Blobe fails heroic leadership, and Kairos is on his finest hour. The General Rawbringer casts Blizzard on Kairos, dealing 16 mortal wounds and killing Kairos. Blobe casts Miasmic Pestilence but is unbound. Our Rotbringer fails to cast Emerald Lifespawn. The last Rotbringer casts Arcane Bolt. Screamers use Redeploy to move 4 inches. At the end of the movement phase, Nurgle summons a Sloppity Bilepiper. Blobe shoots the horrors on the left, dealing 1 damage. Beast of Nurgle charges the horrors on the right, dealing 1 mortal wound. Sloppity Bilepiper charges the horrors on the left. Blobe fails his stomp. The Lord of Change stomps the Blight Kings, dealing 3 mortal wounds. Blobe's Demon Flies deals 1 mortal wound and puts -1 to hit on the right side horrors. Blobe uses all-out attack and wipes out the horrors on the left. The Lord of Change attacks the Blight Kings, who use all-out defense and deal no damage. The Beast of Nurgle attacks the horrors on the right, dealing no damage. The horrors on the right deal 3 damage to the Blight Lord. The Blight Lord deals 4 damage to the horrors. The Blight Lord uses Relentless Attackers, dealing 1 mortal wound to the horrors. Disease deals 2 mortal wounds to the Lord of Change, 2 mortal wounds to the horrors, and 1 mortal wound to the Screamers. Nurgle's Rotbringer Coven uses the Merciless Blizzard spell to great effect this turn and helps in scoring 5 victory points for Nurgle's army.
Holy crap.
Yeah, that was a turn, definitely.
That definitely was a turn. So my tactic for this turn was Glory to Grandfather. I just had to kill 1 more unit, then he kills mine. And all things considered, I succeeded the tactic already. I did kill Kairos, and I did kill a unit of horrors in this turn. So with my spell casting was the highlight of this round actually. Kairos charged in my Blight Lord, which put him in range of my spell casting this turn. And my general got a 19 to cast with the primal dice on Kairos and dealt 15 mortal wounds straight
exactly
up.
Enough to kill him.
Yeah, unlimited power, right? Emperor. That was insane. I didn't think it would come off.
Yeah,
but
I rolled a 12 to unbind, then I rolled the 1 on the primal, so I wasn't able to get that.
Yeah, because you had 1 more, but you needed to roll a 6, and the gamble was a bit.
Yeah, it was a bit rough.
Yeah. On my end, also with the primal dice, it was scary because I had a 5 and a 6. I had a 5 and a 1. If I rolled another 1 with my primal dice, either of the 2 primal dice I used, I would have blown up. And failed. So that was really big. Definitely a gamble. For everything got into combat, I did summon a Sloppity Bowpiper into combat. He did make the 9-inch charge along with the Beast of Nurgle I summoned a while ago in last round. Which is really big because Sloppity was able to deny pile-ins from the Beast of Nurgle around him. Pink Horse died to Blobe, and I lost the Blight King from your Lord of Change stomping me.
Yeah.
Crib stomping me. That was a really good turn. I guess it's your turn now for the clapback. I'm in range of everything again, as usual.
Yeah.
Or most things. Yeah.
Let's see what happens.
Yeah, let's see. Moving on to... So killing Kairos, by the way, for this battle plan gave me an extra point to tip the scales quite a bit, just by 1 point only. So let's see if he can kill another wizard of mine and tilt it back, right? So, all right.
Let's go on to turn 2.
Turn 2
for Tzeentch.
Tzeentch's battle tactic is Bait and Trap. Both armies gain 1 primal dice, but Nurgle gains another one from Antorian Acolytes. Blobe fails Heroic Leadership, and the Ogroid Thaumaturge fails Heroic Recovery. Lord of Change casts Tzeentch's Firestorm, dealing 2 damage to Blobe. The Lord of Change miscasts Bolt of Tzeentch. Ogroid Thaumaturge casts Merciless Blizzard on Blobe, dealing 5 damage, but he kills himself in the process. The Fluxmaster casts Hoarfrost on the Screamers, making them Ren 3. The Screamers use Slashing Fins on the Blight Kings, dealing 1 mortal wound. Blobe uses Redeploy and moves 4 inches. The Fluxmaster shoots Blobe and deals 2 damage. The Magister shoots Blobe and deals 1 damage. The Screamers charge into the Beast of Nurgle, dealing 1 mortal wound to the Beast of Nurgle. The Fluxmaster charges the Blight Kings. Blob roars on the screamers. Sloppity Bile Piper plays My Love is a Ripe Ripe Fart. Blob's Demon Flies deal 1 mortal wound and puts -1 to hit on the screamers. The screamers attack Blob, dealing 2 damage and then 1 damage to the Beast of Nurgle. The Blight Kings deal 2 damage to the Flux Master. The Flux Master attacks the Blight Kings but deals no damage. The Beast of Nurgle attacks the Screamers, dealing 4 damage. Sloppity Bile Piper attacks the Screamers, dealing no damage. A Rotburner Sorcerer deals 1 damage to the Screamers. Blob deals 3 damage to the Screamers. Arcane Bolt is released on the Screamers and deals 1 mortal wound. Disease deals 6 mortal wounds to the Screamers. Tzeentch tries to fight back, but their units are beginning to fall to Nurgle's disease. Still, they manage to score 4 victory points this turn.
Okay, what a round.
Shit.
The field looks very green right now. A lot of things happened.
Yeah.
So I cast some spells.
Oh wait, first your tactics first.
My tactic first was bait and trap.
Yeah.
I retreated my horrors.
Yeah, you'd have to retreat 2 things, right?
And the Lord Change, so he was able to move back there.
Yeah.
And charge in another 2 units, which would be the Screamers and the Flux Master I had in reserve.
Yeah.
I was able to do that.
Well, sorry, not reserve, but he did. He was all the way in the back.
Right, they were in the back.
They were hanging back.
Somewhat in reserve.
Yeah.
But yeah, let's talk about this in order.
Yeah.
Let's talk about the hero phase first.
All right.
Hero phase first. I did get off the Blizzard.
Yes.
With
Because
the
every phase was so crucial.
very
crucial to what happened.
Yeah, I did get off the Blizzard with Ogroid, but
Yeah.
he kind of whiffed with the damage.
He rolled 2 ones.
He rolled 2 ones. Did 5 damage to himself and 5 damage to Blob. Not the highest Blizzard.
5 after my ward save. Yeah.
Yeah. Not the highest Blizzard roll.
Yeah, that was a 7 minus 2 from the wards.
Mhm.
For 5.
So
he blew up.
he blew up. He did a little damage, not enough for to take out Blob, which I really, really needed this time.
Yeah.
I got a few other spells off. I did D6, I think, to Blob.
Yeah, but the biggest problem was the miscast.
Yes, I did get my last spell was a miscast.
And that was with the Lord of Change.
With the Lord of Change.
Which brought him down to exactly
1 wound left.
1 wound left.
So I had to, but I had to retreat him anyway, which turned out not too bad.
So fun fact, actually, before he retreated, I forgot I had an arcane bolt in my pocket that you let me keep a while ago. I could have flicked him in the nuts. Or just 1 mortal wound. But I was kind of hoping disease would kill him.
Yeah, but you weren't able to.
Yeah, sadly.
I did get Hoarfrost off on the Screamers, giving them a Rentry.
Really
which is
scary.
big.
Yeah.
Right. After that, we moved on to the movement phase.
Yeah. So that was really big also.
Yep. Moved everything in. Moved the guys, the Lord of Change and the
You retreated?
horrors out.
Yeah.
Hopefully to what's it called? Rally next turn.
Yeah.
Went off the shooting, did more damage to Blob.
Yeah, that was actually a lot more damage. I was whiffing my rolls there.
I did a ton of damage to Blob.
Yeah, you brought me down to 10 wounds
10
from
wounds,
shooting. Yeah.
right. So I only need to do 3 more to take him out and get another point to make up for the lost damage.
But
the lost
before
wizard.
we move on to the charge phase, I did redeploy Blob 4 inches back.
Giving me a 7-inch charge from the Screamers.
Yeah, and it was a really tight bottleneck, as you can see here.
Yeah.
I made like a small alleyway with my heroes. Yeah.
Right. So I was stuck there with my Screamers with a 7-inch charge.
Yeah.
I charged my Screamers in. I only got a 6-inch after a reroll.
Yeah.
Which made it really, really hard to get into Blob. So only 3 of them were able to attack into Blob. They got their eyes gouged out.
Yeah, by Blob's aura for -1 to hit.
-1
and they
to hit.
got roared, so you couldn't issue all-out attack to them.
That's right. I was able to charge in my Flux Master for the battle tactic at the very least.
Yeah.
So I got the tactic off.
Yeah.
For the 2 points that I'll need. They did 2 damage to Blob. It wasn't enough to take him off. Yeah.
Bringing Blob down to 1, and everybody cleaned up the Screamers.
Yeah.
Especially, they were brought down to 1 model with 1 wound, and at least that Arcane Bolt did clean up the Screamers.
Wiped them out.
Wiped them out.
So that was it for the Screamers. Yeah.
Yeah. So scoring.
Looking at the board state, I'm scoring with the Magister still on point.
4 points.
Yeah, 4 points in the whole 1 point from the Magister, 1 point for holding the objective,
Yeah.
and 2 points for the battle tactic.
Yeah.
4 points. But looking at the board state, there's still too much for me to take out.
Yeah.
There's still a fresh unit of Kings.
Yeah. 5
Globe's
Vikings
still
here.
alive. Even if I do win priority, I don't think I can end this game.
Yeah.
So I'll have to concede here.
All right, GG.
Yeah,
that
GG's. That was an intense
that
game.
was intense.
A lot of wards were made on both sides.
a lot of spell casting and unbinding.
Yeah,
I think
a lot of wacky stuff.
I think the takeaway here was be careful. You have to really pay. You really have to pay attention to how many castings your opponent has, right?
Yeah.
Especially
And
against Tzeentch.
the most important part for this season, I'd say, is to watch out for the 12-inch range on the Blizzard.
Yes. Yeah.
If Kairos was not within 12, if I remembered that wizard had Blizzard, that was a Blizzard wizard,
Yeah.
I would have gone somewhere else with Kairos.
Yeah.
But I completely forgot that was an option.
Yeah.
That's definitely drilled into me now with the
Yeah.
new season.
So yeah, it is this season kind of shows that no matter how strong you are with Magic, you still gotta watch out, right? Because the
Yes.
Primal Dice, a lot of people thought that it's the season of Magic, right? All these Magic-based armies are gonna dominate the meta.
Yeah.
But apparently, it gives everybody without Magic or with weaker Magic a leg up to keep up with the Magic,
For
which
sure,
is
yeah.
what happened right here.
You were able to unbind a lot of my key spells.
Yeah. That +3 is really big, also.
+3 is big,
Yeah.
yeah. So we're kind of both Magic armies shooting magic at each other.
In a sense,
In a
yeah.
sense,
This was
yeah.
a Magic army.
Yeah.
It was a little bit unfortunate with some of your rolls from your side. You miscasted about 3 times already.
4 times. Yeah.
4 times, and then the Blizzard backfired twice. I mean, it's always bound to backfire with 1 dice,
It
right?
backfired once.
Once.
Which is, yeah. That was a key
Yeah,
backfire.
you rolled 3 damage for the first one, and the second time it
All
killed
right.
you.
Yeah. Mhm.
It's really big because when the Blizzard also, just take note, guys, when you guys use the Merciless Blizzard spell, which I bet everyone is frothing at the mouth to cast.
Yeah.
Everyone is D3 back at you, which is unavoidable. So that's another takeaway from
Yeah.
this.
It's a lot of damage. And
Yeah.
don't forget, when you're casting, if there's a 1 on your cast, you get another 1 on your primal dice, you will be taking D3 plus 3.
And everyone around you takes D3.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that never happened this game, thankfully.
Yeah. PSA,
PSA.
watch out for your casting dice.
Primal Dice is definitely tempting because I could have Primal miscasted on my Blizzard spell.
This should be a Slanesh a Slanesh season. Those primal dice are very tempting to use.
Yeah, no, it is. Actually, yeah, very tempting. But yeah, that was a very, very good game. Not the kind of game I was expecting. But what do you think about the battle plan?
I think it's very good for defensive armies. There are a lot of battle plans that really screw over defensive armies.
Yeah.
This is one of their better ones. So
Grabe. I think
people are able to castle up in this one a lot easier compared to other battle plans.
the fact that it never left point A shows that you can literally just camp this. You can literally just camp objective A.
Mhm.
I think for the battle plan, sorry, this is a quick takeaway for me.
Yeah.
If player 2 makes B active, I think it will force Andorian Wizards forward. I think that's a good way to. I mean, you might not be able to dominate the midfield, but it will bait out a lot more of his heroes
Yeah.
to move forward for you if you have shooting or whatnot, right? So yeah, this is a really fun battle plan. I read all the battle plans. Everything was really complicated. I think this was the easiest one to do.
Yeah, definitely.
Definitely the easiest one.
All right, so that's good games, and that's it for our battle report.
Yeah. So like and subscribe this video and give us a follow. Join our Discord. Give us a follow on Facebook if you guys
Yeah.
want.
If you want to play, let us know. We're always down.
Yeah, we're always here at I guess Estancia Mall is the most common place.
Yeah, Estancia.
At
We're
with-
sometimes at Centris
Yeah.
ATC.
Or if you know what, just hit us up.
Yeah.
We'll link you up with games.
Definitely.
Especially online games at Tabletop Simulator.
Mhm.
All right. Peace.